The last question is, when do people know they're ready for DNA 3 class? Because this is a big question. We've received a lot of questions about that, and I know it's a big question out there as well. And at first, Vianney even had stricter guidelines of when you could take the DNA 3. I remember the very first one. You were at the very first DNA 3 class.
You had to be a ThetaHealing master.
Right. Now you just have to go through intuitive anatomy. So.
She set intuitive anatomy as the prerequisite. So you have to have taken basic and advanced intuitive anatomy as prerequisites. Mm-hmm. It is really wonderful if you've also taken manifestation and abundance, because there are certain practices of belief work in that class of closing your eyes and imagining stepping into scenarios in order to find beliefs in that type of process.
Absolutely.
Along with certain exercises in that class that we actually redo in DNA 3. So it's kind of a very helpful class as well to have, but isn't one of the prerequisites. Outside of that, with your question, it can be different things, really. That once you've come out of intuitive anatomy, if you just feel an ambition to keep going and to grow, it's a wonderful class to go straight into. It really is. Because there's so much play and magic in the DNA 3 class, that coming from this class that can be quite intense, of focused on all the structures of all the systems of the body and beliefs relating to all these different systems and covering all these illnesses and diseases, and there's so much to the intuitive anatomy class that it's DNA 3 is a lot more uplifting and is a lot more I would say spiritual based. You know, we play with a lot more concepts and interact with the laws of the universe more and things like that. So it's really wonderful to go from intuitive anatomy into DNA 3, because you get to step into this new routine. You know, intuitive anatomy, there's so much focus on clearing out old habits and clearing out old diseases and freeing up all this energy, that you're then all of a sudden have all this freed up energy, and that energy can go any direction and makes every direction it goes in that much more intense. So it's wonderful to go into the DNA 3 class after that, because it gives a focused intent to that energy, instead of it being like this sunburst going all directions. It rededicates that energy and helps you step into these new patterns, instead of all this work you've done also shifting back to old habits. Yeah. I have seen with some students that after intuitive anatomy, a lot shifts during class. Some stuff stays, some stuff comes back after the class, because they're resubmerged into their lives.
Why would it come back?
Attachment.
Attachment. So what would you do to stop that pattern from coming back?
When I'm in a classroom for 3 weeks straight, 8 hours a day, focused on doing belief work, it is very easy to let go of habits, because I'm not in them. I'm removed from the routine of my life. Then class ends, and all of a sudden you're back in that relationship, you're back at that job, or you're back in that house, and back into the environment of your old beliefs. You are different, and all of a sudden you come back into this room and go, wow, this room has so much memory, yet it's still the same, but it's completely different. And the body adjusts and adapts. So it goes, okay, I'll accept back this pattern because I really love that painting. I'll step back into this routine with my spouse because my spouse hasn't changed, and that's what's needed for the relationship, and all these different things.
So how would you stop that from happening, coming out of the intuitive anatomy class?
Well, for one, it is manifesting. To refocus that energy. The deeper thing is a dedication, is redirecting that energy, that we are creatures of habit, and in being creatures of habit, we pull and replace beliefs. You then have to step into the environment in order to experience those replacement beliefs.
So is that where the manifesting technique may be helpful?
Yes, the manifesting technique is very helpful in that, and even more so is the DNA 3. Because in the DNA 3, there are these other practices that you don't get in the other Theta Healing classes that start to become a dedication to, an attunement. It's really that practice of like a Theta Healing mystic practice. You then start to practice and develop certain skills, and they are very playful of, playing with telekinesis and manifestation of, molecules in water, of making water sweet and salty, and start playing with that as a routine, to where you then start to change the color of the water, or have larger things move, or manifest on this other scale. And that what a lot of people have found in taking DNA 3 class, that the information in that class has then blossomed into a lot of other classes now. Like when I see these other classes forming, like Rhythm to the Perfect Weight, the Theta Healing Rhythm class, I see so many fabrics of DNA 3 material in that class.
Wow.
Just the whole idea of rhythm and balance, and certain playful practices of charging a song, and interacting with something that's a vibration instead of just downloading an object.
Right.
It's this other whole scale of interacting with energy as though they're alive, and the rhythm and routines of life. So, people are being very empowered and creative coming out of DNA 3, and are creating so much from it.
Now, just to end up, you have a couple different projects going on. I know that people have called you from around the world to teach certain classes.
Well, before that,
yeah.
The other thing is that if you come out of intuitive anatomy and things just seem more intense, and everything seems hard, one thing that happens is that if you haven't rededicated your energy, belief work is a double-edged sword. And so doing this intense intuitive anatomy class of all this belief work creates a massive double-edged sword. So if things just feel different and you're excited and ready to go, take the DNA 3 class. But also, if you come out of the intuitive anatomy class and are struggling, and all of a sudden all these new scale of intense dramas start to show up, of this family member being sick, and this drama, and this hardship, and that struggle, that can also just be the subconscious entertaining itself. Because that energy hasn't been focused into taking that next step, that they are not interacting with their empowerment. And so to shift that into that empowerment, it's not that belief work needs to be done on the drama, it's that you stop engaging in the drama and you engage into where things are working, so that you're not bored.
Absolutely.
And so, if you have come out of intuitive anatomy and you're dealing with all these intense dramas now, really look at that of any fears of stepping into different types of successes, and fears of stepping into different manifestations, so that your subconscious doesn't have to create these dramas in order to entertain. Right. And that's one thing that the DNA 3 class really helps, is it helps people really dedicate to mastering themselves.
Excellent. Thank you. So, projects. Any projects coming up? As I said, I know that people have wanted to host you around the world. You are also creating a home base here in New York City. Can you tell us of any projects coming up for you? Where can people find you and contact you?
So, I am based in New York City. I am in a partnership with a few other Theta healers as well, both here in New York City, and we are forming the Theta Healing New York City School, and with a few other partners in Santa Rosa, California, establishing the Theta Healing School there as well.
Of California? Of
California,
right.
Theta Healing School of California. And so you can find us on Facebook at Theta Healing NYC or Theta Healing School CA. On Facebook, you can also go to ThetaHealingSchoolCA.com, or ThetaHealingNYC.com is in development. It's not up quite yet as of whatever today is, May 22nd. And but you can also find me at ericbrumett.com. And that will always be up. And I am working on some really fun projects outside of that. We do have monthly practice groups in New York City, but I am also looking to establish webcasts as well, so that we can have some online interaction and learning, which I'm very excited about. And actually, my next intuitive anatomy class is going to be in Denmark, just outside Copenhagen, and the dates of that is looking to be August 6th through the 24th of August. And gosh, what else? I am looking at really supporting people developing their practices. That's something that I really love to help people with, is to really develop their projects. And so I'm putting together a structured formula of how to support people in developing that. It's not an internship or anything like that. It's a series of sessions that focuses on those manifestations and different things that I found.
Like a program.
Yeah. So it's a program to really help people develop, and that can be an ongoing program, or it can just be very focused on a single project. It's whatever the person's interest is. So.
And do you have any DNA 3 classes coming up?
Yes, my next DNA 3 class is actually going to be in Ottawa, Ontario,
which is in Canada.
Up in Canada, and the dates of that is June 6th through the 10th. There is an events page at through Theta Healing NYC on Facebook. You can always email me at ericbrumett@yahoo.com for more information on that. And I can also be reached at 917-757-3469.
Fantastic. Thank you, Eric, for sharing your wisdom with us. And please let us know your thoughts. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. You can email Eric Brumett directly at ericbrumett.com. What is it?
At Yahoo.
You can email Eric Brumett directly at ericbrumett@yahoo.com. And let us know what you think of this information, and I hope it serves you well. Much love and gratitude to you all, and thank you for taking time to watch this video. Any last parting words?
Enjoy. Have fun. And stay focused on what you desire.
Absolutely. Thank you.